Now, when it comes to this particular video, I am not suggesting that there is going to be a World War III. What I'm saying here is that if there happens to be a World War III, there's definitely certain calibers that you would have wished that you stockpiled before that took place. Let's start by saying if there is a World War III, all ammo will be hard to find. You thought it was hard to find a few years ago when the whole world is shooting at each other. It's going to be almost impossible to find. So I'm going to start with saying stockpile all of it. All the ammo, the calibers you need, if that's what your concern is. But there are definitely 5. You won't see them again. And that's number 1, 308 or 7.62 NATO. This is a NATO cartridge. Of course, the governments of the world are going to be hoarding this round. It's going to be very, very challenging to find this. What you won't find it is what I believe. I don't believe you will find that particular round. Number 2, 5.56 NATO. Hopefully you're seeing a trend here. This is the small arms ammo that the world will be using. It'll be using 7.62 and 5.56. Also, 5.56 is the most used rifle caliber on the planet. By any, really, whether it be private use or through the military or police use it, military use it. It's the most used sporting rifle in America. It's the most used sporting rifle really everywhere that allows that style of force sporting. If a country allows you to have that style of sporting rifle, you probably have one of those sporting rifles. Number 3, a 9mm. 9mm is also the NATO handgun round, and it's also the most popular handgun round in the world, period. If you own a handgun, chances are it's a 9mm. Most police and military around the world use 9mm. So it's going to be consumed quickly by the militaries around the world, as well as the police forces will be needing them as well. Because there's going to be a lot of defense of towns and villages and counties and that sort of thing around the world as well. But what we're also going to see is that these NATO cartridges, I'm going to move away from NATO. Those are the 3 NATO cartridges you definitely want to get if there is a World War, before there is a World War III, if there is one. But what I'm also going to say is, like we saw in World War II, auto manufacturers became tank manufacturers and airplane manufacturers. You're going to see a similar thing, and ammo companies are not going to be making your Wildcat cartridges anymore. They're all going to be making it for the military. It's going to become a, I mean, that's just how it plays out. The president can force them to make ammo for him in wartime. Number 4, 7.62 by 39. Well, there's kind of an obvious one as well. Well, why? Because everybody on the other side of this war will be using the 7.62 by 39. It'll be what Russia, China, everybody else on the eastern side of this conflict will be using, as they'll definitely be using 7.62 by 39 in abundance, and they certainly won't be shipping any here. Now, obviously, we can't receive Russian ammo anyway, but there's a lot of other people that are making this ammo, and they're not going to be making it anymore around here, that's for sure. And it's definitely not getting imported, and any that's going to be around anywhere is going to get consumed by them. And finally, number 5, 7.62 by 54R. That's kind of their version of the 308. It's just got a lot more punch behind it, a lot more power. Any sort of small arms, long range ammo is going to be a 7.62 by 54R. And those two are already really hard to get as it is. So there you go. There's the 5 calibers. I don't believe you will see it. It's going to get consumed by the militaries of the world. And even really all the other calibers. Ammo manufacturers are going to be making those calibers for the military, not for you. It's going to be very difficult to find any calibers at all, but that made for a much shorter video if I said all of them. But there's definitely these 5. These are going to get consumed by the world, so those other calibers, if they're floating around the world, just some used boxes or older boxes, they'll float around and they'll reach your hands. If they'll be online, you'll find that stuff. I don't think you're going to find the NATO stuff or the Russian stuff. Just my thoughts, could be wrong, but I don't believe you're going to find it. And I don't really think you're going to find any of it. But that other stuff, the old, well, they won't be making new. Let's put it that way. They won't be making new. But that older stuff that's not NATO or Russian ammo, it'll be floating around. You'll probably find it if you looked hard. You just pay a ton for it, I'm sure. Any thoughts on any of that? Definitely put it in the comments below. I obviously don't have any military insight or insight into what's going on with the possibilities of this. If you do, definitely put that in the comments below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. If you feel called to support this channel through Patreon, that link is also below. The most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.